Hello and welcome back to the summer finals here for the LPL, coming at you live from Nanjing. We've only had three and a half hours, but we've finally gotten to a game 4. We'll see if Invictus Gaming can ride this momentum and bring us to that game 5. But right now, it's not looking hopeful when you have an RNG, as you said. It was a miracle that really brought us to this point, and we haven't seen enough from Invictus Gaming to say they're going to win from step A all the way to step Z.
Yeah, and for me, it's about what can Invictus Gaming put together, because I don't think that RNG have to change anything. They were mostly ahead for the majority of game number 3. For me, I feel like they should have closed it out there. Again, the great Baron steal that comes from Ning, the heroic performance from Rookie to try to hold everything that's burning across the map. But ultimately, IG, they've identified the problem. They see that the Kai'Sa priority pick was there. They're now red side. Do they ban it? Do they just give it away for free? Whereas RNG can play exactly the same comps they've been playing all series long.
Yeah, definitely. We have to mention that RNG are going on the blue side. So again, Kai'Sa priority should go towards them. And what we're going to have to look out for IG are basically what do they counterpick for the Shy and what are the big counter picks for Rookie coming in. They need lane dominance, and that's why they're keeping the Shy here.
Well, it's a question of whether you actually want to start prioritizing picks for the Shy, because you know that RNG are just going to ban everything away. We had, what, 4 top lane bans coming out in the last game. So if you wait, you're probably not going to get something like in terms of carry. You're probably only going to be forced onto a tank, like an Ornn, like something that can engage, or like a Sion, but you're not going to get the carry potential out topside. And that seems what's really important for Invictus Gaming.
And frankly, I actually think that IG should just crump up the playbook and throw it away. And then just decide to pick, ban the Kai'Sa, if you will, ban the Tomcat, try to open up all of the safety options, maybe run a straight kill bot lane, or if it is going to be about the Shy into the top lane, try to grab a more fringe pick, reach deep into these champion pools as opposed to staying within the meta that frankly it feels like RNG have set for this series.
And that's the interesting thing, since they're now on red, I actually think the last pick does go to Shy. A lot of those priorities, Aatrox, Akali, they're never going to be allowed on the Rift. It's up to him to see if he can pick out a specialty pick for him on the last side to get a good counter over Let Me. It's going to be a lot about the micro matchup between the top laners.
So if you guys could forge like an all IG team, what would the champions be? Ignoring all the bans of like what RNG can take away from you, what would the star roster be?
Jace, Camille, Akali, Varus, Tahm Kench.
Yeah, I agree.
All 5 picks?
Yeah, I would have done the exact same thing.
Yay!
Alice buddies,
as he was coming out of Massive, I'm like, he's going to say Jace, he's going to say Camille. I was like, I don't know about Rookie or Kali. Yeah, I'd go with that one. I would have maybe done Ryze.
Yeah, so as much power in the lanes as possible, ability to initiate and actually just take it to RNG before they can set up for these team fights. But from what we've seen from RNG, the adaptation that we've seen in this series is they actually have an early game as well, and a lot of it comes out of set plays, and that's just frankly scary. I mean, RNG are expecting to go for the same drafts, like, well, it's a Kai'Sa composition with no early game, maybe we can beat them. Well, no, in game 2, they actually brought out a fantastic set play coming out of that Sion pick specifically to shut IG down.
Yeah, and if you're looking about it, it all revolves around Kai'Sa and how he's able to get early ganks in. They're all about kill combinations. Level 2 ganks going in so frequently against Invictus Gaming, Lee Sin, Vladimir, the instant burst. This has been Kai'Sa's entire career. This is how he plays. He thinks about getting kills whether you want it or not. You could be in position, it doesn't matter. As long as he has the damage calculation and the combination in, he's going to look for those first bloods.
And I just love the fact that RNG has total confidence behind him. You can see Uzi on your screen just a second ago. He's laughing, he's smiling, he's very jovial. There's obviously no pressure. We kind of beg the question, does it start to creep into the back of his mind, the reverse sweep? Uzi's like, nah. I'm totally fine, mate. And they're not pulling the trigger on Kai'Sa either. They're keeping him into the series. They understand exactly what went wrong. They probably went backstage and be like, probably smite the Baron. Good luck, guys.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, unlucky, boys. I mean, frankly, this is, as we said, been the golden road for RNG, and now it's just the cherry on top. They're taking literally everything, and just even seeing like a road bump coming in right now, it's just like, oh, well, one of the wheels tires has got flat, and we just pump it up and we'll keep on going. Like, there's no problems here for Uzi. And every single time we've seen him in the final prior to this, Uzi's like, well, if this happens, if we lose a single game, then maybe we get reverse swept. That's always been the storyline. It's not even existent now.
And that's just the growth of Uzi this year. 2017, he was nervous. He was thinking about, he was saying that he was playing in a mist when it came to those game 4s and game 5s. He couldn't find the light throughout the team fights. But 2018, he says he has better teammates. He has a better support staff. He can trust everyone around him to make the correct calls. And that has put so much pressure away from him that now he's now seeing clear. He has a great mentality, great growth. I believe you did the player profile with him, and that's exactly what he said.
Yeah, and the thing was, is at the very beginning of spring, Uzi said, come and beat me. Everyone laughed and said, come and beat you. Everyone's beating you. You've taken second forever. And now what a difference that quote now makes as we go into game 4.
Yeah, game 4. I mean, this is a crunch time coming in right now. We'll see if they can do it. We're going to head over with Carsa talking about whether he can do better in this final than he did in the last.
再一次站上决赛的舞台的话，我觉得对我来说有很大的不一样吧。因为其实春决的时候，我觉得自己没有为队伍做出太多的贡献吧，就是感觉那时候自己打的还没有那么好。然后这次的话，我觉得我完全可以独当一面，来 carry 整支队伍。对我而言，拿到全球总决赛的第一张门票，应该算是一件，就是算是我预期之内的事情吧。因为我来到 LPL 就是希望能够打出成绩。然后当然，我们在这次的下决里面也会想办法拿到第一张种子的门票。
Karsa showing us that carry performance in the first few games of the series, and even in game 3, finding a similar carry performance, but couldn't close it out. And now IG have an opening.
That's the thing. He brings out the Lee Sin, still excels a lot of the time individually, and that's why a lot of it was going back and forth. But does come back down to that Baron situation. You can remember all the fancy pants that Lee Sin plays, but it's just the D button that breaks you down.
Yep, tragically for me it's F, to be fair. I think F superior for Smite, just saying D's on flash. But I agree with you, the Smite steal was a major part of that game. It was a miracle that IG required, it was a miracle that they did fine, and then they closed out the game. But my takeaway from that, yes, Baron was just stolen away, is that a lead for Invictus Gaming is all they need. And if they can get that lead, make it big enough and snowball the game, then in true Invictus Gaming fashion, the game is theirs. They speed up the pace of the game so much that RNG can't even hit the 35-minute mark. They lose in 30.
Yeah, and we have to look towards how Invictus Gaming are getting these leads, because they have been absolutely stalled out in game 1, 2, and 3, but for that steal.
And the steal's great, but the Zoe pick from Mia is even better. I feel like Rookie, a lasting memory that Xiaohu has is getting pummeled by the constant Zoe cues. And I feel like when you go into this pick and ban, not getting banned at all, Rookie would love to have his hands on it.
And now we enter into pick and ban for game 4. It's still match point for Royal Never Give Up. And look at that, they leave the Akali open this time. And that means it will be open in this game. Varus, very early priority as Kai'Sa was banned away.
But remember, Rise has been so crucial for both Xiaohu and Rookie throughout the season and playoffs. So knowing that, yeah, you can get your hands on Kali pick, we already know how bad it was for the Shy in game 1. How bad it's been for Let Me when he's put it in the top lane as well. It's hard to play around, and you know you're going up into a counter matchup to that Rise.
I mean, past the Akali pick, the Varus is a bigger deal to me. This is something that was permanently banned the entire series so far, away from Jacula by RNG, but I would expect it was banned from either AD. It's their most preferential champion of choice, and I really respect that IG have said, Varus, we'll just pick another version of Varus and Ashe, have the control in lane, have the engage for the team, and then they deny the Tahm Kench instead of picking the Urgot. They deny the duo that RNG would have wanted.
And I love the fact that Tahm Kench comes back, as we mentioned, straight in the laning phase, but so much better when the post 20 minutes when the towers go down, can move you from the bottom lane to the mid lane so quickly and set up plays around it. We've seen it with a few of the squads in the LPL so far, and you can already now see it for Invictus Gaming paying off.
And for me, that's where Rise actually does come into play. With a Tahm Kench secured, you could consider that as a third pick, even flex it with the Shy. Having a Tahm Kench Ashe opens up 1-3-1, opens up the potential of a split push, having them pivot from mid. So I'm considering that. Zoe's still definitely a big option for Rookie that he may still go towards, but he may consider the Rise.
We've only seen those two champions out of Invictus Gaming so far. RNG have already followed up with their Urgot and Talia, but Ning taking the Olaf, as that has been banned away from him for the first 3 games.
He has been so strong in the Olaf pick, so for him to now have his hands on it, he's going to have a lot of movement in the jungle and may be able to run down the Talia. That being said, I now do not see Akali and Rise coming out. Invictus Gaming have the pick of the litter. They have the bans, they have first pick in second phase. They can easily say, well, you're not actually banning one or the other. We're going to ban the Akali and pick Rise, or do the latter. So right now, Akali being banned, you'd expect the Rise one as well.
Now we get to see what IG look for their next pickup. They've got themselves the bottom lane and the jungle. Which solo lane do they save counter pick for? Because they know that Urgot can still be flexed.
I mean, I'm surprised the Soraka didn't go away alongside this Braum right now. That's still a possibility for RNG. The Vladimir removed, a mid laner removed. We have seen more and more from Invictus Gaming, the Shy getting the counter, and Rookie just picking something blind regardless of what the matchup is. And that's where, Raz, you mentioned Ryze. I also think he could look at Orianna. He could have looked at the Jace, which is banned away. He could still consider the Zoe. Ryze is still the big one.
They get exactly what they want. Not only can they now move around the map so much easier with the Realm Warp and Tahm Kench ulti, they just eliminated the Kali out of existence. So now RNG could just pick up an Orianna, but what their composition is looking like, I wouldn't be happy with that. Easy to get run down with what Invictus Gaming have.
I'd be looking at a classic front-to-back team fight for RNG against Invictus Gaming if that were the case, but we're still looking at the support and the mid lane, and Galio is the priority from Xiaohu.
There we go. I mean, Galio is the bulking beast in the mid lane where he just picks up Resolve Tree, and you may be able to pick him out, but you can't push him out of the lane.
Yeah, with the Galio, opens up a mage in the bottom lane, opens up the Soraka, so they've got the tankiness in the composition. Now they've got the control of the lane. Soraka into the Tahm Kench. Mentioned this in game number 1, but it has a whole lot of control there with the harass and with the silence to deny you saving your allies.
Now this would be interesting.
Ryze
Vel'Koz being looked at as Fries.
There we go.
Flexed, and Rookie wants to try to get through that tank with true damage in the mid lane.
That's a Ryze top lane up against the Urgot. A good matchup can hold it down, and you'd usually leave the Ryze in an island and look elsewhere. So a lot of the focus for Ning should be around mid and bottom lane, and post 6, that's a lot of action.
Yeah, Vel'Koz usually seen into the Ryze for the ability to outrange it and harass it down. Vel'Koz also slow to ramp up with his wave clear, but once he has it, he never stops having it. Against the Galio, he's going to have to run the cleanse because flash taunts get you killed 100%. So he's picked it into a very risky matchup and a very risky 2v2. But that's where I think a lot of the jungle impact comes into effect here. And I'm looking at the Olaf, I'm looking at Ning. I think that he can stand and body in front of Rookie.
If somehow Rookie gets out of the laning phase unscathed, this is going to be so hard to team fight into. Soraka, Taliyah, incredibly squishy, playing around massive objectives, going to get burnt down by the ultimate. This is going to be fun to watch.
And it'll be the on-hit Varus presumably this time as well. Uzi hasn't gone towards the lethality builds. That's a short-range champion. Ashe can outrange that with the volley as well. So we are looking at a delicate game for RNG to play, but as RNG's draft as a standalone looks, very powerful. So hard to get access to that Varus with the Galio standing in front, with the Soraka healing it, and with the ability of Urgot to just pick the closest target, kill them, and get the Fear Beyond Death to stand in front.
Things looking very strong for Royal Never Give Up in this game 4. As the crowd is ready, it's still match point for RNG. And now's the time where they have to look at their performance in the spring split, in that championship that they won just a few months ago, and forget the years of second place that Uzi has been claiming. He needs to focus his attention on the Rift right now because IG have brought their A game. And Royal Never Give Up need to return to form from Game 1 and Game 2 to close this series out and bring the trophy back home to where it belongs.
We're getting so close to the climax, Dom. We're getting to a point where RNG could end it here, or we find ourselves in a position where honestly RNG have feared so much ever since they faced EDG.
And now we load onto the Rift once again. It's match point, Game 4 of IG versus RNG. Crowd becoming more and more passionate every time they chant. The IG crowd getting louder and louder.
There's a lot to prove here for Invictus Gaming to show that spring was just a fluke, that RNG, the team that beat them, they had Duke playing. It was not something they'd planned for. The Shy's back in game 3 when they win. He's still here in game number 4. He's going to have to put on those carry pants and put in a big performance as they have flexed him to having the Ryze.
Yeah. Not only do we have that Ryze in the top lane, where a lot of ownership is going to be him squishy, he is going to be a target of a few ganks, so he doesn't want to fall behind, but also because you have a Glacial, Augment, mid laner here, where it's going to be insane to see what we get out of it. It could be the Fun Plus build, actually.
I would expect so.
It could just be him running the spooky ghosts, you know? You want to be able to run around the dragon fights, larger objectives, and pull RNG into you.
We'll see what he decides to take, but first he knows he has to match up against Xiaohu, who's starting off with so much utility. Stopwatch, minion dematerializer, and a refillable to get into that lane, knowing he's going to take a lot of harass from this Vel'Koz during the laning phase.
And speaking of harass, the bottom lane is just riddled with it. Ashe trying her best, but between a Soraka and a Varus, they will be able to out-trade their opponents and out-sustain their opponents. So naturally, RNG in this 2v2 do get a lot of the push. Now note that Ning hid himself at level 1, has the smite.
Oh. But doesn't have the HP, so you're in a position where you just have to run out. And remember, supports did receive a nerf. It is just simply that you have one potion now in the lane. So you get into the laning phase, and you're going to be feeling it. He's running down, it doesn't have any more potions now. Battleland is just going to have to take this.
There's a significant amount of harass. 2 potions instead of 3, of course. But for the side of a Soraka who can self-heal and can heal, that's where a major difference comes in the lanes. And I'm surprised we haven't seen a little bit more of perhaps even the Namis and stuff running around. But Soraka just does it a little bit better.
Just giving so much sustain and damage to keep JackeyLove and Baolan unsafe from this minion wave that is constantly crashing in. Time and again, still Uzi with a slight CS advantage as the fan vote tips over JackeyLove. Meanwhile, Xiaohu has to get away from this minion wave as Rookie has just been landing dematerialization after another.
Yeah, both of them have that available to themselves. Oh my goodness. This is why it's being why it's being layered in the mid lane. Giving Xiaohu the ability to roam in and contest for the Scuttle Crabs.
Lemmy's there, that's the flash taunt onto Ning. He's got flash, the tectonic shove, and Ning manages to get it, but a disdain tosses him back in. Letme gets first blood for RNG.
Yeah, I didn't know that Letme was in position, so he just found himself in the middle of 3 people.
Meanwhile, they're still chasing. Letme gets shredded down. The Shy answers back.
And the double buff transfer complete here from the side of IG. It starts with Ning, ends with the Shy, and Letme goes down. Now he has the teleport, so he'll be able to come back to lane. The Shy does as well, however. At the end of the day, IG are able to make the trade, and they got the Scuttle Crab, so you're still feeling okay if you're Ning after that.
Things still looking pretty good for Invictus Gaming as the Shy is going to have himself a great time in that top lane. Teleport gets Letme and Xiaohu back into their respective lanes, but Karsa is thinking about trying to affect the Shy.
Oh, get those double buffs back.
He's on the hunt. He's got the shove. The Shy getting burned down. Shoved right back into the waiting arms, and Letme says, thank you very much, sir.
There we go. Patience. Not going to get hit by it.
Too fast. He's going to be able to get out perfectly fine. Well done from Karsa, the repeat ganking before the recall was even seen from the Shy. Bit greedy from the IG top laner, but smart from RNG.
Now Karsa looking for the smite, instead just resets the Gromp as Ning with a late invade stalls that Talia out. Forces her back to base and looks for some vision on this side of the map too.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Top lane gank coming through. Invictus Gaming need a strong top side. 10 CS behind in the bottom lane. JackeyLove and Battleland have been taking it. It's IG that are on that timer, and so they need to stop the pressure coming in from Karsa.
Yeah. There is one big takeaway that I have from all of this in the draft phase that stands out like a sore thumb to me right now, and that is that IG chose to ban the Vladimir opposed to the Soraka. Now they are facing down a Soraka in the bottom lane. The CS differential, the pressure, the damage that is going to be there on the turret as well has started to mount, and that's the kind of thing that could tip slightly into the favor of RNG. Uzi always has that factor about him.
Usually the way you deal with the Soraka, playing up against it, is just to gank it. Run it down when it has a longer lane to play through. Problem is Karsa's been here so often, catching out Ning when he was pathing to the bottom side initially, and now here once again to place down the necessary vision so Ming is safe.
Keeping that Soraka, keeping that Uzi safe in lane. That means JackeyLove is taking harass as auto after auto just keeps on getting fired across. The longer range on that Varus with the piercing arrow makes those trades just a little bit better. And there's the potential for the rest of RNG to collapse if a fight were to break out. Xiaohu is level 6 now, so he's got himself that hero's entrance if RNG fancy themselves a dive even.
Yeah, You have the Hero's entrance, you have the ultimate from Uzi. So many ways to set up for that dive that makes it easier for the flick from Talia to land. I expect RNG to be playing to the bottom lane in a few more minutes as they're chipping down the turret.
Yeah, I'd be looking at level 6 as a big point of focus for the side of RNG. If Karsa gets the wall, he can actually use that to force dives on the bottom side of the map. That's when they'll make their play.
Oh, that's a bit awkward. Xiaohu cancels the shield early. And Rookie catches a mid-punch to get good damage onto Xiaohu.
Yeah, nice prediction. Knew that the dash was coming through and knocks him right up against the damage. So, well played from Rookie. He needs to find that control in the mid lane so he can allow Ning to push in the bottom lane and actually chip at the wards. Actually, he's in the top lane looking down Karsa.
This is Invictus Gaming trying to keep Karsa away from that level 6. Stealing away the blue buff, knowing that Xiaohu was pushed out of base. Karsa walks up, just testing the waters. Ning going for it, but that's the Hero's entrance. Ning gets flung back in, knocked up in midair, and locked down. Xiaohu says, "You cannot touch my buffs, young man."
And Ning's level 5, so they are able to lock him down. No chance of escape whatsoever. Very well navigated from RNG. They don't need to wait till 6. They can make the plays as IG come to them.
Yeah, he was doomed 20 seconds from his own flash, so Ning was going to drop. Just a good challenge from RNG.
Oh, Baolan forced to get out of this as Uzi and Ming are shredding this bottom lane. 16 CS plus the rest of this wave, and they forced him back 3 times already.
I think they've been hearing this narrative of Lane Kingdom, and they're trying to double down of Lane Kingdom of their own. This tower, 7-8 minutes into the game, so close to going down.
But it's so smart from RNG. That's how you play against Invictus Gaming. If you can control a lane, if you can have a strong lane, winning side of the map, and hell, if that's Uzi, then why not? You control that area. That'll be a turret that goes down in just a 2v2 eventually. And that is really rough for Invictus Gaming to deal with. They are comfortable getting out of lane, going to mid as a Tahm Kenshin and Ashe, but not in the state that it is.
And let me tell you what I'm afraid of, Rusty. I'm a little bit afraid because that tower didn't go down. You know what that means? Leave it up. We're going to come down with force. 4-man dive.
Let them think it's safe. I'm sure it was the comms for RNG as they make their way out of base. Cutlass finished off for Uzi as it's a Vamp Scepter and a Longsword for JackeyLove. Now Karsa is down here at level 6. He's got himself the Weaver's Wall.
A little bit too early.
Lets the wave crash in. JackeyLove is about to step forward. That's the shove. Oh, but Baolan, finger on the trigger.
He accidentally missed the flick because JackeyLove didn't just place the ward. He kept walking forwards, I think for a deeper ward to be placed in that tri-bush. Bit unlucky there from Karsa, but great save from Baolan. Good reaction.
But you can see IG know that this is the plan for Royal Never Give Up. They pushed the wave up while Uzi and Ming were recalled, got vision in the river, passed over blue buff. If RNG want to take control of that bottom side, they're going to have to do so by force now. Xiaohu still holding down in that mid lane. Towards that Rod of Ages, feigning bottom, doesn't have his Hero's entrance yet.
And the control wards are in favor of Invictus Gaming. Karsa has to double time it here so he can actually protect not only his own control ward in the tri-bush, but try and place some around mid lane, because this has been a little bit hard for Xiaohu to keep up.
Now Cloud Dragon is being targeted by Invictus Gaming. They get lane control for just a few brief moments, and they use it to turn into an advantage.
Is hovering near flick range constantly. He needs to be super cautious with positions like that. If you don't have vision in the tri-bush and you're hovering near that area against the Talia, free flick and you are dead.
And I think it's crucial that the dragon gets taken down so they can roll the dice for a new one. Their composition works so well around open dragon fights, and there's no way RNG are going to pay any mind to this dragon, that they can just keep going tower to tower. So you need to keep it in the back of their head. The next dragon that they force is going to be second one, and it's going to be Mountain.
There are super good teleport wards right now for the side of RNG if they choose to make the play. You know that IG, whilst Ning is here, you don't think they can really step up to defend this one by any means.
Oh, that's the arrow. Uzi gets tagged. Ning goes in. They need to keep Uzi alive, and they do. Double teleport as Rookie and Baolan get into the back. Uzi dies. JackeyLove resets the position. Karsa running for his life as Xiaohu has joined the fight. Looking for a turn back. JackeyLove escapes the Winds of War, walks back into it for more damage. And Karsa, dreaded volley after volley. Baolan lands the stun. Rookie, not even going to chase it down, finally lands the kill.
There we go. Baolan protecting President JackeyLove in that situation. He was so close to being traded across, but keeps him safe. And the flank from Vel'Koz does them in.
RNG tried so hard to give solo gold to Uzi. and that is the reason the fight happens. They just leave the turret, they want to deny minions. JackeyLove stares him down as the Ashe and says, let's dance, throws the arrow, and that's when IG choose to pick the fights. Off a little bit of a mistake from RNG, just not respecting them enough.
Just take a look at that. Sends down the ultimate, and actually just a perfect range on the disintegration ray. Hits all 3 of them, and there's no way for you to counterattack. So I like the fact that Xiaohu goes in to try and trade him off, but JackeyLove saved by Baolan, and they can walk him down.
And Baolan's a good bloke. He'll be able to save his AD carry, no problems. And good awareness from JackeyLove and from IG overall with communication to swap the fight how they did. To just immediately switch directions. Jackie flashing towards RNG side of the base was actually the correct call.
And that's Invictus Gaming playing to defend their bottom side. The Shy is on a carry on that rise, but they're trusting him to his own devices against Letme and instead investing into JackeyLove to try and equalize that loss of the laning phase. It's only 20 CS down now, but RNG are trying to turn it into a Rift Herald.
And the good news for Invictus Gaming is they have so many damage threats that they don't have to rely on JackeyLove here. The double AP coming through from Invictus Gaming are going to be what makes their mid game.
Herald down to about 4,000 health. Ning is there with the smite.
They can't touch it.
Looking to walk forward, but Letme zones him away. The shove misses, and Rift Herald picked up by Royal Never Give Up.
Yeah, just too hard to get access to the area. They're zoned away. RNG is still in a point of power. So whilst we're speaking towards IG, they've got all of these things. They've got the capabilities to do X and Y. It's still RNG that are hitting it home harder, and they are doing it first. The dive in the bottom lane that IG ultimately won was still RNG getting the turret. It's still RNG pulling the punches first and setting up the plays.
One thing to take note of. Glacial Augment for Rookie, so that's not Spellbook. So he has the cleanse, and Rookie is the mid laner that goes to cleanse the most out of any LPL mid laner. If he feels threatened, he's picking up cleanse. It makes it so he's so reactive. Can't use his teleport to help his team, but they're running in.
Oh, that's actually the Ragnarok. Ning continues to go in looking for Karsa, gets a huge amount of damage. The Wish to reset it, but he goes down before he can make it over the wall. Xiaohu trying to run to the turret, but he's got no flash, has died. IG set the trap and collapsed down onto RNG.
Yeah, they look for the pick and they find exactly that. Rookie only gets a millisecond of his ultimate off, but that's all it takes as well. The damage was enough. Invictus Gaming make the plays, and now they get access to the mid lane outer turret well before RNG can be first to make the play themselves this time.
And though RNG took that first turret, IG follow up with the second in the mid lane to unlock Rookie and give themselves a gold lead. And it's looking like what we said in that game 3 is turning more and more true. Invictus Gaming, all they need is the smallest of advantages, and they can turn it into a snowball to close out the game, even against the best like RNG. And while it still might be a bit too soon, it's only 14 minutes into this game, they are picking up speed.
Oh, JackeyLove
looking for Jackie. He's got no flash. Hail of Arrows slows him down as Karsa pushes him against the wall, and Uzi picks up the kill along with Ming.
Usually there's some form of help from either Baolan and Ning to come and collapse, but there is no one else strong from RNG to trap JackeyLove.
And here comes the Rift Herald as well. They're going to place this one down. It's a 3-man power play. You can see Letme is actually on the bottom side of mid lane because they want to dive Rookie at the same time. RNG, they are not holding back if they find those opportunities.
Shelly will charge, but Karsa roams towards the mid lane as Uzi finishes off top with Ming. Ning still forced to hold back as they push Shelly all the way up to the second turret to get a second charge off.
Shelly seems a little bit tipsy right now. I don't know what's happening. Not a straight road.
Oh, that's the arrow down the mid lane. Whoa! Doesn't need to get hit by that one as Uzi and Ming make their way back to base looking for those recalls. But 5-5 now, 2 turrets to 1. RNG still down in gold despite being up in turret.
Yeah, but the lead is very insignificant by a gold standpoint. That much is for certain. But what you have to do is look at who has the gold on both teams. For RNG, it's actually pretty well spread. Whilst there's no kills for Uzi, he had the CS advantage, so he has the slight gold edge there. Unfortunately for them, Ming is the one with 2 of the kills. But for the side of IG, Rookie has a lot of it. Rookie and Ning have a lot of it between the 2 of them. And that's a lot of skirmishing prowess they're able to build for themselves. And through that functional 2v2 capabilities, that's a very scary thing for RNG to be staring at.
Yeah, itemizing wise, it means that Luden's Echo gets picked up by Rookie. So this damage is going to be coming through.
Goes forward. That's the cleanse paying off for Rookie. He doesn't need to flash away as that's the disintegration ray onto Karsa. Ming ready with the heal, but Uzi's holding down in the mid lane. Letme managing to find Ning in the back. He's still got the Ragnarok and flash, but loses resistance. His Baolan with the save. pulls him back in chains of corruption, doesn't connect. IG are able to get away.
So close to landing the killing blow on Ning. They were actually prepared for Balan to ship him off. So good eyes on them, and it will give them the pressure to get the dragon.
RNG certainly no slouches in this game, lunging back against Invictus Gaming to reclaim control over the river and reclaim control over these neutral objectives.
While it's unfortunate that Ming has 2 of the kills, he has Ardent Sensor that in bipart will help Uzi out.
Yeah.
So that's something we'll have to look for in the team fights that come forward. The extra armor, the healing, and the Ardent Sensor is going to be doing a lot of work to helping Uzi out. Remember, Asian Games, it was the same deal. It was a Lulu that gave him the shield, that gave him the Ardent Sensor. But when he's on the Varus pick, there's so much confidence that exudes from him.
Absolutely the case. Of course, the one place where I would say maybe it's unfortunate that the 2 kills went there is more Let Me than anyone else. And the reason that I say that is his role in this team composition for RNG is not the same as other ERGOT compositions are. He is more so about diffusing the Shy, keeping him busy, and holding the fort in that top lane. And if he can do that, then he has done his job, and those 2 kills could have been 600 to someone else.
Rookie is on the prowl with that Spectres chasing across the spooky ghosts. Twin shadows to scare them away, but that does buy time for Jackie Love and Baolan to push bottom and take the tier 1. It's 2-2 in turrets, but IG up 1,000 gold. Still, Uzi tries to push the wave into this turret, but cannot break it against a Vel'Koz.
Yeah, so much wave clear. Vel'Koz is not going to be able to do it. Then the Olaf Axe will do it. And the spooky ghosts that come through, not a lot of people have seen it globally, sets up so well for the rest of the abilities that the Vel'Koz will come through as well. The E, the W, or just anything that really CCs you and allows for the passive to just stack up. Uzi and Ming have to be prepared for that.
Yeah, it's a super big slow when it comes out in an AoE as well. So the Vel'Koz does have a lot of zone control. The big differentiator here for me, and you'll see this coming forwards, is the Talia ultimate. That Weaver's Wall can trap you in an area, and that enclosed area is just prime picking for an Uzi ultimate, for Xiaohu on the Galio to hit that as well or follow through with a Flash Torn. So they've got the capabilities there, RNG, if they want to hard commit to something, but their very soft committal plays are not going to net them turrets, particularly in this middle lane.
Yes. I want to draw back to the rookie build because, honestly, last time we got to see Spooky Ghosts and Glacial Augment was actually in Korean solo queue. A lot of rookie Echoes would play that out. And it would just be super utility because it's just slow on top of slow. It really stacks up and makes it really difficult for AD carries to perform in team fights. So Uzi has to watch out for him. A lot of that will be piling up, and it does set up for the Vel'Koz damage, as I mentioned. Here we go.
Karsa lands the shove. Jackie Love eats some burst, but Karsa continues to chase Baolan away.
That's going to be a kill.
The arrow lands, threaded volley, forces Karsa to back away.
Yeah, Baolan had to use his grey health, but once he did that, Karsa can just keep pressing forwards, try and find himself off work ground and follow through with the kill. Not going to stop the recalls there. They're going to get Uzi back to base fine, but you can see the Predator. Get
out of there.
Oh, chilling smite forces Karsa off the wall, and Ning continues to chase. Xiaohu with the hero's entrance. They're trying to keep Karsa alive. Ning goes deep for it. The blast cone is not even needed. Ning goes too far and gets split. Uzi, meanwhile, gets engaged upon by Rookie and is forced to flash away.
And he's going to have a meal at the same time, but the Shy in the bottom lane.
Yeah, he's going to get himself a turret as a trade. RNG, they get out with their lives. Ning is the sacrifice, but currently, that is the worthwhile sacrifice as they get the objective.
IG has to be so glad that Uzi took that much damage. Would have turned into a Baron 20 minutes into the game. They can do it. Wits End, Blade of the Rune King. Uzi's feeling stacked, but Let Me has to get out of here.
The Shy catches Let Me. He's trying to run as quick as he can. Has no flash, but gets CC'd to death by IG. Karsa over the side, gets a shove on the Baolan. He's got no flash, but there's no follow-up from RNG.
And this is constant picks now happening across the board. Littered with wards, everyone's finding these opportunities. And in the Vision battles, no one has definitive control. IG, they pick their moment. They thought they had the first one on the Karsa, and then everything unwinds from that point.
Yeah, they know how much it means 20 minutes in to try and snowball this game. You look at what Ning's building, it's the MLXG special not so long ago. Black Cleaver Olaf definitely falls like a brick in the late game, but mid-game, so much power behind it. So Karsa felt it there. I mean, he had to use his flash. He has to use quite a bit to get away from this berserking, beast of a man. But it's going to be difficult to do that. And if he can weather the storm, then yes, it will be easier to deal with the Ola.
Now, I'd also hazard a guess at saying that Ming has gone for his max of heal first. I know a lot of Soraka's in solo queue go for the E max, not the Q max. It does so much damage and it's guaranteed. Very good harass, but outside of laning phase, you want those heals maxed as fast as possible. And Ming's a smart guy. He knows that Uzi's the big carry of the team. He knows that in this case, Karsa let me, not a lot of tanks that are dedicated tanks in there. A lot of it is cooldown reliant. So he's going to go for the heal, sustain them through. That's a big part of why Karsa survived.
Doing everything he can to keep those carries standing. Very volatile team composition from RNG as Karsa finds himself eating a big knockup from Rookie, still sitting at 2 full items. The Shy already set up the wave bottom. He's got himself a Realm Warp and Teleport, but currently is instead grouped with IG as they might be trying to bait a fight.
They kind of have to be together. You already saw what the poke meant for Rookie. While he does a lot of damage, Soraka's always going to heal it up. So poke is not going to be meaning too much for Invictus Gaming's composition. They need to fight, and that Rise needs to be with them.
It needs to be an all-in engage. You can't just trade half health for half health in any kind of pick battles. You definitely need to commit yourself to the fight when it happens. There's a big thing that a Vel'Koz can definitely provide, something that the Shy can also provide. He is starting to get more and more control in these side lanes. That is a significant CS advantage that has grown. He's also got big item spikes. There is a chance he comes in and the Shy does the Shy things, which is hard carries.
And the Mountain Dragon has spawned. RNG try to get into the river, but those twin shadows force Invictus Gaming back, and Invictus Gaming take the dragon after claiming control over the river. Now 2 dragons to 1.
Yeah, Invictus Gaming with the gold lead, the dragon lead, and their composition is going to draw RNG into bad situations. I think IG clearly right now in this game are ahead, and it's just going to mean that RNG needs to be playing creative.
But it's not as fast as the IG special that we know. This is still a lead, and it's still good control from Invictus Gaming, but this isn't significant enough to say that they can win this game from here. They absolutely can have it, and they have a chance at it, but RNG, the late game team fight kings, they're still scaling up, and we're 24 minutes in. They're an item away from being ready to go.
No one move a muscle. Or a tentacle. Yeah,
Rookie
get out of there.
Smacks them both and forces Karsa and Xiaohu back. As now the game has moved to vision around the Baron. Invictus Gaming are forced to take it nice and slow, but if they ever find someone out of position, they have so many ways to catch up. Those Twin Shadows, that Enchanted Crystal Arrow, Abyssal Voyage for Baolan, and even the Shy split pushing on the other side of the map. Level 16.
Whoa, you go.
Karsa uses the Weaver's Wall and gets caught out now by Ning and Baolan. Hero's entrance into the head, and the war damage over the wall. Uzi's trying to get out of this.
The Shy.
He's barely alive. The Shy chases it down and gets the kill. Somehow he's able to Realm Warp flank, and RNG are falling apart. Invictus Gaming are looking to win this fight. Lemmy's still doing damage against the Shy here, but it's a one-on-one. Can he get enough? Getting behind the Wolves, but it's not enough. And that's going to be the ace, as Xiaohu will be the last one to fall. Shield of Durant for a little bit more, but Rookie locks it down, and Invictus Gaming are fighting back.
Disintegration Ray from Rookie, and the flank from the Shy does it all. Excellent team fight, and it is going to give him a Baron.
And they're going to go straight to this Baron now. Between the 3 of them, the Shy has enough shields, has enough tankiness. Baolan's the one at risk of dying. They should be able to net this one for themselves. IG, in such a messy skirmish-based fight, they're the ones who come out on top, and this replay will be so telling. Firstly, how was JackeyLove so low?
Yes.
And then how will they all find themselves caught? Because it starts with Karsa's wall.
Because he's trying to make a play through the mid lane. He's trying to get behind JackeyLove, and he doesn't know that 3 members from Invictus Gaming were ready to jump him. 2 separate picks happening at the same time, but this does it. At this point, you've lost way too much. The Shy comes in clutch, being able to flank them through and actually forces them back into the disintegration ray.
And every single time JackeyLove has stepped up like that, he's had his team behind him. I don't know why Karsa would think that they weren't there now, maybe looking to pick off the kill before IG can react.
I guess the difference is behind or beside him. This time around, they were so far on the flank that they find Karsa. If that wall had gone through, it'd be a clean pick, easy as you'd like, and they can just move towards Baron. They were starting to get a lot of control around the area too. The big benefactor of this is now a 5-1 rise with a Void Staff done. against the magic resistance that was stacked from Let Me, not going to be as useful. And Invictus Gaming with Baron, now the snowball starts. Now the lead has grown. They are so poised to win this.
Yeah, splitting up the map. Karsa and Xiaohu could look for this pick, but they're losing a lot.
They've just found the Shy. He realm warps out underneath the nose of Xiaohu and Karsa, but IG see two members invested on the other side, and they swing their attention top. They've already taken the tier 1. The Shy steps back up to continue to keep them busy, looking to go 1 versus 2 while his team takes it in. He gets the burst, and he gets the kill. Solo sidestepping 1, but finally does to Karsa. Meanwhile, IG, they've already broken down the tier 2, and Rookie's bringing the wave mid.
That was so clean from the Shy. He risked his life knowing that Invictus Gaming were getting so many towers in the top side of the map.
And a 4v4 is what comes from that. With the extra member of RNG spotted on the bottom side, they siege the mid lane, Talia wall, just to try and disperse them, trying to deter them from getting this push across. But even if this push doesn't happen, IG have got such a big lead.
They found Rookie on the side! Karsa and Ming locked down a kill, and IG's siege has been stopped. Teleport from Let Me very deep. The shot is going to be up in 16 seconds with his own. He's chasing onto Ning. They're looking for more. The slow, but Ragnarok is used in IG retreat.
We're able to disengage. Everyone can take a breath now. RNG and IG. The game has slowed. The Baron will subside. There's a minute left on the buff. And we get to set ourselves up, establish ourselves. RNG get one more chance at trying to hold the fort down. If they can get a team fight, they're still in the game. If IG clean up once, it could be over.
Just trying to find some poke behind them. Obviously just didn't know that Karsa was in position.
The cleanse from Rookie coming out just a second too late as Ming is able to show up with the Equinox in time to stall him out. The fan vote still heavily in favor of RNG, and they still are on match point. But this is IG's wheelhouse. They've got control of the game. They've got control of the map. No Baron has fallen off of most of their members. They're still going to try to utilize as much as they can to force RNG into a corner. But Xiaohu chasing down Nick.
He has members actually coming top lane.
They've got the Karsa wall on cooldown. He's still trying to run as quick as he can. Xiaohu
Olaf's
has
ult
no
is up
flash.
in about 3 seconds. He should be able to get out of the next taunt.
And
there you
that's
go.
the Ragnarok. He's still going to run, but buys so much time. Meanwhile, the Shy and Rookie are splitting bottom.
Yeah, you get a lot out of that one. Realm Warp too.
Minions under the turret to try to look for an inhibitor. Let Me needs to hold his ground. 3 minions, but Uzi is there, clears them out. The arrow onto Let Me. They're looking for the dive. The turret is finished off. Jackie Love continues to walk forward as they want the in-hit.
They're going to keep looking. They cancel the
No way.
recall as
Ming
well.
stops the recall. They're looking for the light. Uzi goes golden. He's got the flash, but the Shy is ready. He's gotten out, but Ming gets the save. The inhib is going to go down, but Invictus Gaming force it back. Teleport used by Xiaohu to get back.
He had to. Invictus Gaming were doing too well in the bottom lane. They get an inhibitor though, so they can get out. IG coming back in what looked like an unwinnable series.
And you're looking at 5 minutes with the bottom lane inhibitor gone as well. Let Me, not the most proficient at clearing super minions on that Urgot. It's a slow process. Xiaohu doesn't have the teleport. So if the fights happen near Baron, if they happen on the top side of the map, things like that, very far away for a Galio to reach. Now IG can make the next big power play. I'd be looking at Baron.
Still going to be a few minutes before it spawns, but RNG on the defense are trying to buy time.
This is big. Speaking of buy, Infinity Edge there for Jackie Love. And so for all of the magic resist that has been being picked up from RNG, Uzi with the Wits and Adaptive Helm for Let Me, that now feels like it's going to go to waste. Jackie Love has so much damage while he was put down in the early game. He's coming back now, dishing so much out.
And Invictus Gaming are still playing around this Baron. It's 2 minutes before it's going to come up, and 4 on that inhibitor, but they set the trap. It's up to RNG not to fall for it. Invictus Gaming are in the power play.
But in the power play with the Rise ultimate as well, their ability to transition across the map, their translations from top to mid, if they choose as well. They could put Rise in a side lane, but they've grouped him up. IG, they are looking to siege right now. They want to keep RNG within the confines of their own base at the bare minimum.
Karsa's looking for harass, but there are the twin shadows forcing back Xiaohu and Karsa. The wave gets cleared out, but this is a lot of harass coming out from IG as the next wave crashes in.
Yeah, big wave mid lane. Remember, Realm Warp can change the environment, can send the minions towards the top side of the map, or Rise can just stay there and try to whack the turret.
Now super minions are flooding in bottom. Xiaohu has to show himself, but he's got the hero's entrance to join.
1 minute till Baron with those supers that you mentioned. That's the thing you're looking at, Nick.
Ace of corruption. Uzi, he's got no flash, but he walks onto the Shy, looking for the damage, and they can't protect him. Uzi goes too far and goes down. Ning walks it up, but is saved by Baolan. Xiaohu tries to get out and does indeed. IG drop the Realm Warp to try and bait this. They need to get out of this fight as Baolan gets left behind. He's got flash and escapes.
They brought the minions to mid lane. That was the turret that they were going to look towards at the end. They could reset right now. 30 seconds until the Baron spawns. IG, they get an inhib. They've got supers pushing bottom. Teleports come in from the Shy as well. They're not even looking at the Baron just yet. They want to make the play while Uzi's dead.
Same time as Baron comes up, you're right, Uzi comes up. They can just take this tower and head on back.
They're able to break it down. The Shy walks forward. Xiaohu ready with the shield, but doesn't flash in. Seismic shove. Jackie takes a hit. Ning is behind him onto Karsa. They found him the laser again. And RNG are running as fast as they can. It was match point for them, but Uzi has respawned in time. He's firing the arrow. The Shy walks up to him. Still no flash on Uzi. Ming trying to keep him alive, but has no health. And the third inhibitor is going to go down. Fear beyond death. Let me lands it. The Shy tries to get out. He's running away from Xiaohu. Uzi walks it forward and gets himself another kill.
And this is the only chance RNG have. If they can somehow leave their base, they've got time. They could look at the Baron buff. But leaving their base with double super waves coming in is a difficult thing to do. What choice do you have?
If they go to Baron, teleport is there for Jackie Love. That is a bad decision, but he's waiting.
Sweeper, that's the arrow. Xiaohu's the target, baited and outsmarted. Jackie Love gets the kill. RNG, they tried to make the play, but they are swinging in desperation. Gone is the intelligent macro from the early games in this series, and they're starting to sweat bullets.
Let me has switched to Smite. That is what they're looking at right now. They are trying to make the play because they have to make this play. If they lose the Baron buff, the game is over as the super minions crash.
Ning has flash. His Smite is about to come up.
He's
got the Ragnarok. Uzi is there. Baolan is there too. And that's Jackie Love going for the back door. RNG, turn onto the Baron. Jackie Love is firing in the back line. One is down. And the Baron, it doesn't even matter anymore.
It's over.
Jackie Love has taken the series into his own hands. He is firing onto the Nexus. And with him, Invictus Gaming will not go quiet. Auto after Auto. He gets it. We've got a game 5.
Just like that. That was the all-in play Rusty was talking about. Bet Jackie Love knew a few steps further in advance. Fire up teleport, keep them in the pit, and get you to that 5th game.
And the biggest moment, the biggest takeaway from that is that Galio dies, is that Xiaohu's caught out of position when he's trying to check for the Baron or IG in the area. And with the numbers disadvantage, that one member is the difference between perhaps stopping him and saving the game for RNG. IG get it.
You have to be afraid. RNG must have had a few nightmares about that EDG situation, and it's going to happen again if they don't turn things around. Going to game 5 when you should have had it to 3, I don't know how you come back.
Invictus Gaming find the opening yet again over Royal Never Give Up. We've been calling them the best team in the world for the duration of the year, but Invictus Gaming show we can go head-to-head with this team time and time again, no matter the circumstances. And it's Jackie Love who finally comes up clutch to equalize the series.
A few members, you're right, Jackie Love did so well this game, but the Shy with countless flanks, the confidence that the coaching staff had to put him back in instead of Duke. Duke could have easily, the team could have easily said, hey, we were put in a lane swap situation, give Duke another chance. The Shy comes in, hammers it home, and now you don't have just Rookie coming in and being the only carry.
Yes.
You're right, Jackie Love comes in, but also the Shy. All members are plugged into this play.
And that's the scary thing. It's a team now behind Rookie. Rookie's done the hard work. Ning pulls out a miracle, but that was game 3. Game number 4 was a team effort. That really makes you wonder coming into the 5th if IG can do it.
It's anybody's game now, but now it's time for our analysts to break down that game 4 IG win.
Invictus Gaming were gifted the miracle, and then they created the miracle in game 4, and we're going to a game 5. Froscurian, hello! how are you doing? What about that 3-0 prediction?
Whoa, okay, listen, pretty easy to fight. You're like, yeah, the Miracle Baron still 3-0. What happened? What happened? I'll bow before Rookie right there. That Vel'Koz play, beautiful. I have never seen a Vel'Koz play that well in the LPL. It's usually not a champion that works very well for us over here. And you can see why some of it was being leveraged bans at him earlier on in the back half of the split. He finally gets his hands on it. I said I wanted a wrench thrown into everything, blow up the playbook, grab a different champion. They take the Rise, they flex it to the top lane, and they pull out the Vel'Koz, and it was beautiful to watch.
What's the difference between a LPL Vel'Koz and then a Rookie Vel'Koz?
Well, Rookie's an LPL mid laner, so they're the same thing.
Good save, good save right there.
Good save. All right, Clement, what did you think about that draft coming in here? Because IG managed to just play an IG game. They managed to get themselves the pick they were looking for.
They absolutely unlocked the most scary form of IG you could possibly imagine. The 2 Korean imports doing work on the Rift. And the big thing is that Rookie was unassailable in the mid lane. Remember, RNG actually had the lead in terms of the bot lane, but they could not crack the mid for so long.
And it's so nice to finally see the Shy kind of return to form. We've been hyping this guy for so long, and no one has really seen it. He just kind of fell back, had his injury, comes back. Maybe it's a bit of a wash. We're starting to say, Duke, he's the better top laner for Invictus Gaming. But then he has a series like that where he starts popping off, where he reminds everyone, you know, if it had been me in spring, I would have gone to MSI.
Definitely. The scariest thing for me is that I felt like RNG, their composition, they did not have enough engage in the mid game. A lot of it comes down to support bans. Rakan gone, Gragas gone, Braum gone. They don't have anything to force their engages, so when they do try, they have to do it with the Karsa. Very risky engages, no gap closers to follow up with the Galio either, and they fumbled so many of them to give our Invictus Gaming a way back in the game.
I mean, frankly, we keep talking about how this is Lane Kingdom versus team fighting. There was not a single team fight that entire game. It was all just picks. They were all just fragmented, different skirmishes. There was never a front to back 5v5. There was never a time when all 10 players were competing together. It was pick after pick after pick for RNG, and you have to look at the vision game. Bao, Lan, Ning, and Rookie, whatever it was, the combination, they had the map lit up. They had a read on RNG at every single turn, and were able to catch them out to punish these lack of engaged tools that Clement is talking about.
And just look at how hard it is for RNG. They have to burn the Talia, the Galio, and also the Varus ultimate just for a chance to stick onto someone. The Shy just walks in with his movement speed and clears everyone out. This is the final form of Invictus Gaming. You can't beat them in the split push. They split you away, they take you away. They never allow you to play the 5v5, and they just constantly hammer down on you, wiggling around your vision.
Yeah, it was a clear fight. Fought on 2 fronts right here, and Invictus Gaming won both of them, having the advantage from the early game, which took all this series to happen.
And the big thing for me was in the confidence and the momentum behind IG. Like, this is why now I'm finally excited for them in this series. The first 3 games, whatever, a wash. It didn't look like their heart was in it. It felt like it was just Rookie against the world. Now it's from Jackie Lowell to Jackie Love. He has the fire. He didn't step up. He made the clutch play when he needed to. Listen to his team, because I'm sure it's a team effort right now, and found the teleport. That's the fire that they need if they actually want to pick up the Summoners Cup.
Why did it take so long to get to this point? Why did it take so long for them to separate the map and actually put it to RNG? Because as you said, they never really managed to get the group up for RNG. Was it just a download from the first 3 games?
But also look at their picks. Tom, Kenshin, Rise. How are you ever going to run the map on that in tandem with an Ashe?
There's just way too much map mobility right here, and they leverage it at the final moments of the game. A huge moment for Jackie Love. He dodges out on everything, finishes the game, and you could see Rookie, as soon as he stood up, he went over there, handed him the high five. We haven't been seeing that throughout the entire series, but that's such a massive confident booster for the youngling and Jackie Love.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Jackie Love got a bad rep. You know, when the international audience finally decided to turn their eyes and look on the LPL, it was unfortunately the worst series that Jackie Love has ever had. So if you haven't been paying attention to the LPL, if you haven't watched this guy domestically, of course, he looks like a bit of a joke when he's supposed to be this massive prodigy. But you see some of this maturity, not cracking under pressure. Yeah, he was flashing forward earlier in the series, but I would rather have a player that has the bloodlust, that has the fight, and teach him brains than try to teach him to have that fire, and Jackie Love has it.
Yeah, and that's something you can't really teach at the end of the day, you know, and Jackie Love was meant to be the final piece of this puzzle, and you're absolutely right. For a lot of international viewers, they would have only seen Invictus Gaming when they were wounded, not coming into, as we're talking about right now, their final form. This truly is the final form of Invictus Gaming, taking us to a Game 5, and you're right. Ignore the first 3 games. I know it's a crazy thing to say going into a Game 5, but it's right. Look at Game 4. That's the blueprint here for Invictus Gaming.
Yeah, the number one thing I'm looking for in Game 5 is they actually need kill threat on Rookie. If you cannot crack that 2v2, they are completely going to dominate the game. They're going to stall down. It doesn't even matter how much you get from the bot lane on Uzi. If you can't crack mid, you can't finish the game out.
Yeah, and I'm glad you talk about Rookie because he's finally going to get himself an MVP. Congratulations, Rookie. You've got one in spring, you got one in summer, but you didn't actually get one in this series. A man of the match coming into Game 4 now, FLICKR.
It's just long overdue. I feel like Rookie has been the one member for Invictus Gaming that has been turned on for the first 4 games. Now he gets one game, a single best of 1 to finally grab that trophy. So Rookie, you've got the momentum, you have the confidence. Now that little voice is back in RNG's head. You can do the Uzi, you can step forward in the spotlight, and you can lift the cup.
The redemption run from Uzi. Does it happen in present FLICKR? Because past FLICKR was wrong. Present FLICKR, what's it going to be? Is it going to be Invictus 3-2?
I see. It's really unfortunate that we can't say that after the draft because I also didn't like that draft from RNG. I feel like I love the tools that Invictus Gaming were playing with, so it would be something that I'd feel super confident going. Actually, I think that says enough in itself in the analysis. Yeah. This comes down to draft into execution. What I want from RNG, I want team fighting front to back. None of this pick bullshit. You can't just high-five yourselves into a meat grinder and never have a 5v5. Get yourself hard engaged 5v5 tools on multiple members. For Invictus Gaming, map mobility, have the pick, have these tools where you can split RNG up and never fight them. Because in the 2v2s, in the 3v3s, you have the better players for the skirmish. Stick to that.
Now, here's my question, because in the playoffs so far from RNG, we've essentially seen the same draft over and over and over and over again where they look to prioritize the Kai'Sa. You take that away and it's like, all right, well, now he's going to go Varus or something like with low mobility and something you can know what you're going to be up against. It's a known quantity what RNG are going to bring out here. So is the recipe just super easy from Invictus Gaming, or do RNG have more? Because it feels like they haven't shown anything yet.
I think RNG are actually going to change around their playstyle a little bit. No more of this Urgot. They're just going to go back to the orange, something that they're comfortable on, front to back, always getting the team fight. They're saying, hey, laning phase, look, IG, you're so good, we're not going to contest you in that area, but we need 2 things, map mobility and the initiation. If they lock in those 2 and they still get an AD carry like Kai'Sa, I feel like they will still take this in 5.
So you think the priority picks are now going to shift to these semi-global map pieces that were coming out, like Tam Kench, the Rise?
Yep.
And the initiate.
And the initiate. That's what it's going to come down to. That's what the analyst says thinks. We're going to take a short break before we get into game number 5.